A new year, a new release, and this one changes the game. Say hello to PyCharm 2026.1, a release that doesn't just add features, it rethinks how you build, debug and scale Python projects. From a brand new debugging engine powered by debugpy, to first-class UV support on remote targets and expanded JavaScript support in the free tier, this version is all about removing friction and letting you focus on code. Let's explore all the goodies together. If you're a beginner, a student, or a backend-first developer who only occasionally works with JavaScript, this is for you. You don't need to switch IDEs anymore. PyCharm now brings essential JavaScript support right into the free tier. With the JavaScript core set, you get editing, navigation, linting, formatting, and simple execution for both JavaScript and TypeScript projects, all ready to go out of the box. Let's take a look at some of these features in action. I've opened the TypeScript project in the free version of PyCharm. The first thing you'll notice is a notification prompting you to install the project dependencies. Let's click on that. Next, I see a couple of missing imports like drop-down menu item and drop-down menu separator. I can simply hover over them and click Insert to fix it automatically. PyCharm also detects ESLint warnings, for example in this class name, and it will highlight missing attributes as well. If you decide to rename a file, PyCharm will automatically search for and update all references across a project, making refactoring smooth and reliable. Completions are fully supported along with next edit suggestions, and navigation is easy. Just Alt plus click to jump to definitions anywhere in your code. Moving on to a CSS file, you get code completion here too. And if you use Prettier, you can right-click and apply Prettier's code style rules across the whole project with a single click. The same goes for TSLint. Now, if you're a full-stack developer who works regularly with JavaScript frameworks and need professional features such as debugging, test runners, advanced Angular and React framework support, and advanced refactorings, can continue to access these in the Pro editions of PyCharm, WebStorm, or IntelliJ IDEA. For a complete breakdown on all new features, check out our blog post, link in the description. Debugging in PyCharm is entering a new era. We invite you to explore modern debugging with debugpy, Microsoft's open source debugger built on the industry standard debug adapter protocol. And don't forget to share your feedback. debugpy offers standardized communication via deb, native support with modern Python, including PEP 669's low-impact monitoring API, improved async debugging, and a more robust attach-to-process. This migration aligns PyCharm with a broader Python ecosystem, reduces maintenance complexity, and enables more reliable, modern debugging capabilities going forward. You can enable debugpy under Settings, Python, Debugger, Debugger Backend, or agree to the switch when we suggest it in the prompt. Let me show you two of the key improvements this migration brought. Here I have an async IO function. I will put the breakpoint here. Let's evaluate an expression, fetch user data. And here is the result. Profile orders, you can evaluate any async IO expression. Now let's test it out from the debug console. Await fetch user data. And here is the data for the first user. So it's up to you, whether you prefer to debug from threads and variables or console, we've got you covered. Another cool update is the new configuration attached to deb. You can attach to local processes or to Docker. I have my app.py file, some simple code with the port configuration for debugpy. In this line, I start the debugpy server, and in this other line, it's waiting for the debugger to attach. Let's first attach to a local process. Write the name, the remote address, the local project path. Make sure you're using a free port. It always happens to me. Now I'll run app.py, and that's it. Congratulations! Now you can do the same with Docker. Go to Run Debug Configurations, add a new attached to deb configuration. I'll name it Attached to Docker. Check you've put the right remote address and remote project path. Here I have my Docker Compose file. I've already put a breakpoint. First, run Docker, then debug attached to Docker, and congratulations again, you can now work seamlessly with Docker, remote servers, and local processes. There are many more improvements that come with switching to debugpy. please refer to our What's New blog post for more information. In 2026.1, UV is supported for managing environments and packages on remote targets via WSL, SSH, and Docker Compose. Many developers work on projects where the code and dependencies live on a remote server, whether via SSH, WSL, or Docker. By connecting PyCharm to a remote machine and using UV as the interpreter, we can ensure that the environment stays fully synchronized, package management works as expected, and the project runs smoothly, just as if everything were local. Let me show you how this works in practice. I have a simple project, an interactive to-do list, and I'm connecting to a remote machine where UV is already installed. First, enter the correct host and port. Then, in the project directory and Python runtime configuration, set UV as the interpreter type and click Create. You can see that the project is now correctly using UV as its interpreter. Let's test it out. Our project is missing the requests module, so we'll install it. Perfect, it installed successfully. And the interpreter is automatically updated with the new package. You can check under Python packages a list of packages installed in your remote server. Here is the request one that we just installed. Finally, let's run the project to confirm it's using UV. It runs via UV run as expected, everything is set up correctly and working seamlessly. It is hard keeping track with AI-related news, right? There are new agents getting released every day, and each of them have their own strengths, their own setups. That's why in this release we've launched the official ACP Agent Registry, a directory of AI coding agents integrated directly into JetBrains IDEs. In addition to Juni and Cloud Agent, you can now choose more agents in the AI chat, including Codex, Cursor, or dozens of external agents supported via the Agent Client protocol. Let's see how it works. Go to the AI chat, click on Install from ACP Registry, choose the agent you're interested in. I will go with OpenCode since it's open source. Click Install, and that's it. Now you will have the agent in your AI chat tool window. Keep in mind that some agents, for example Gemini CLI, require their own API key. A JetBrains AI subscription is not required, as access is managed directly through the provider service. And if you'd like an agent that is not listed yet, or if you have a custom setup, go to Options, add Custom Agent, and modify the acp.json file. The agent you just configured will appear in the AI chat. Simple, flexible, and fully integrated. This integration gives you the opportunity to use your favorite agent, no strings attached. OpenAI Codex is now natively integrated into the JetBrains AI chat, giving you another powerful way to tackle real development tasks without leaving your IDE. Let me show you how it works. I'll open the AI chat from the top right corner. In the agent picker, you can now select Codex. And that's it. No switching tools, no browser tabs, no copy-pasting between windows. Just write your prompt directly in the chat and Codex gets to work within the context of your project. In my case, I'm using Codex with a quota included in my JetBrains AI subscription. But you're not limited to that. There are two other ways to use it. Go to Settings, Tools, AI Assistant, Providers and API Keys. From here, you can either sign in with your ChatGPT account or choose Bring Your Own Key. The Bring Your Own Key option lets you connect your own API keys from OpenAI, Anthropic, or other OpenAI API-compatible providers, including local models. To set it up, just select your provider, for example, OpenAI, paste your API key, test the connection, click Apply, and you're ready to go. One important note. Not all AI features are guaranteed to work with third-party provider models. Some AI features like code completion and next-edit suggestions are not guaranteed to work with externally connected models. To use that, we suggest activating JetBrains AI. No paid subscription required. With this flexibility, you can choose a setup that fits your workflow best while keeping all your AI-powered development right where it belongs, inside PyCharm. Small changes in your code can sometimes trigger a cascade of follow-up edits. Add a parameter to a function that's used across the file, rename a symbol, or tweak a return value, and suddenly you're faced with multiple places that need updating. And sure, you could hand this over to an AI agent and wait for a full rewrite, but that often means extra prompting, rewriting large diffs, and consuming your AI quota for what is essentially a small mechanical fix. Next edit suggestions offer a smarter alternative. As you modify your code, PyCharm proactively predicts the most likely next changes and suggests them in line, allowing you to apply each update incrementally with a simple press of tab. I have a project opened here and I'm going to make a small change. I'll add a new parameter to this function. Looks harmless, right? The problem is, this function is used in multiple places across the file. As soon as I make the change, PyCharm detects the pattern and generates a next edit suggestion. You can see the subtle inline hint. I'll just press tab to accept it, then move to the next usage. Tab again, and again. In this case, a few more tabs, and that's it. All call sites are updated, clean and consistent. This is especially helpful if you're cleaning up spaghetti code generated by an agent. Instead of reprompting and getting a massive diff to review, you can move step by step, tab, and done, staying fully in control of every change. And importantly, this works without consuming your AI quota. And that's just a glimpse of what's new in PyCharm 2026.1. This release is all about removing friction from your workflow, from the new debugpy powered debugging experience, to seamless UV support on remote targets and expanded JavaScript features in the free tier. There is even more under the hood: performance improvements, stability upgrades, and thoughtful refinements across the IDE that make everyday development smoother and faster. To explore the full list of updates, check out our What's New blog post. And of course, download PyCharm 2026.1 today, free forever with 1 month of Pro included. As always, we'd love to hear your feedback. Your insights help us shape the future of PyCharm, and we can't wait to see what you build next.